We are halfway through 2026, which means it is time to stop and rank the worst movies of the year thus far. Our number 6 spot for the worst movies of the year is going to go to Passenger. This is an absolutely nothing burger of a horror movie. I was actually looking forward to it because I love Andre Overdahl as a horror director. The whole film is just dedicated to the camera panning between like characters and then to empty spaces and back to the characters, and then a jump scare happens. Rinse repeat that for about 90 minutes. It is miserable, boring, predictable, awful. Our number 5 spot is going to be Animal Farm. This is your pretty run-of-the-mill, awful kids movie of the year. It tries to do an interesting story with Animal Farm by turning it into a tale about capitalism rather than communism, but it falls completely flat and makes so many wrong choices with the characters and the plot, and I just could not get behind it whatsoever. It was a complete and utter slog to get through. Our number 4 spot is going to go to Desert Warrior. This is a movie that cost $250 million to make in Saudi Arabia, and it grossed less than $1 million on its opening weekend. I sat through all 2+ hours of this movie and I could barely tell you a single thing about it. There is not a single memorable character in this whole film despite it starring Anthony Mackie. The action, if you can even call it that, is the most dull, lifeless action scene I think I've ever seen in a film outside of an Uwe Boll movie. Number 3 is going to go to The Strangers Chapter 3. I hated this whole trilogy. I found Chapter 2 to be a little bit fun bad, but this one is just awful. It tries to do a will they won't they Stockholm Syndrome thing with the victim and like one of the strangers, but the rest of the movie is just dedicated to demystifying the strangers, therefore removing what made the original film scary. Our runner-up for worst of the year is going to be The Mortuary Assistant. Much like Desert Warrior, I can't tell you much about this movie. This is another one of the biggest endurance tests I've ever had. In the theater, it was extremely boring. Not a single part of it was creepy. They tried to do a story with this girl overcoming her drug addiction and grief, but it goes absolutely nowhere. But our pick for the worst movie of the year has to go to Return to Silent Hill. In my opinion, this is the worst video game adaptation not directed by Uwe Boll ever. I am a massive fan of Silent Hill 2. It is one of my all-time favorite horror games and has my favorite story ever told in any game ever. And this film butchers that story so hard, it's pretty much unrecognizable. The characters are a complete joke. The costume design is laughably bad. There's even a fake beard in the movie that looks like it came from a middle school prop closet. And every single time the film tries to do anything scary or clever, it just comes across as incredibly dull, lifeless, and borderline stupid. I hated this movie. It is the worst film I've seen in a theater since Madam Web, and I can almost guarantee it will stay the worst movie of 2026.